So in this video, I basically came up with the perfect way to pick out your next mountain bike. This is like a solution. I even made a Venn diagram and a pie chart style thing. What's going on, you guys? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Mo. This is Awesome MTB. If you guys are new here, there's another person, whole other half of the channel. Her name is Hannah. Together, we're a couple that live in a van, travel full-time. Right now, we're not living in a van, we're living in an apartment in Thailand because we had a quarter-life crisis and we decided to just pick up and move to Asia, but I'm giving you guys way too much information. You probably just want me to get back to the topic of this video, how to pick out a mountain bike. So, I've been wanting to do this video for a while. For those of you that don't know, we do a lot of bike reviews and bike top suggestions, bike lists. For those of you that don't know, both me and Hannah actually used to work in bike shops, so we definitely have history selling bikes. It was personally probably one of the best jobs I've ever had. I loved working in bike shops. One of the most rewarding feelings is getting someone on the right bike. It's something that I took a lot of pride in, and sometimes I just kind of wish I could like volunteer my time in a bike shop just so I could sell bikes. I don't know, it was just something that was really fun to me. So in this video, I basically came up with the perfect way to pick out your next mountain bike. This is like a solution. I even made a Venn diagram and a pie chart style thing. So stick around for that, but this video, I don't even want to call it a video. This video feels more like a formula than a video. I really tried to break it down as much as I could to really give you guys the information. I went over direct to consumer versus local bike shop. I went over price points. Now, before we get into this video, as always, if you guys could hit that like button, it helps out the channel a ton. Also, if you hate me, you can't stand me, you hate watching this, hit the dislike button. That also helps out the channel a ton too. And let me know in the comment section what other videos you want, or just let me know what you don't like about me, whether it's my hair, my t-shirt, or I don't know, maybe whatever. Just go crazy in the comment section. We need the engagement. But without further ado, let's get into the video. So step one to picking out your next mountain bike. This one, gonna be on the easy side. The first thing I need you guys to do is I need you to get a piece of paper. Don't show this piece of paper to anyone else. You can kind of keep these notes to yourself. How much can you afford to spend? A lot of times when you go into a bike shop to purchase a bike, I mean, obviously don't lead with like, this is my budget, unless you 100% trust the person selling you a bike, like you know they got a good reputation, bike shop employees pretty top notch. You don't want to go in being like, I got $7,000 to spend. Obviously, like, similar to buying a car, don't lead with that. But at the same time, like as someone who used to sell bikes, it does give us a better understanding of where you're coming from. Write that number down, think about it for a day or two. And what I want you to think about is there anything that you can sell? Is there, I mean, obviously, like if you have children, don't sell your children. If you have like something valuable, like a refrigerator or something like that, don't sell that stuff. Although refrigerator, do you really need it? But yeah, so be smart with just trying to figure out like, is there anywhere that you can pull out a little extra cash from? Now, I'm not trying to pressure anyone here into spending more money than they feel comfortable with. You're gonna get a little bit more bang for buck initially. I'm talking about stock builds, I'm talking about upgrades that the bike shop can do right at once. You're gonna get a little bit more for your money initially, then later on if you try to upgrade stuff individually. But with that being said, don't let mountain biking ruin your life, ruin your credit. Like, spend what you feel comfortable spending. Write the budget, write what you can afford, and try to figure out, can you increase the budget a little bit? But don't ruin your life over this. Mountain biking will ruin your life later. Don't let it be now. Okay, so the second step into figuring out what your next bike is going to be. This is the fun one, and this is where I came up with that little pie chart, Venn diagram, all that stuff. It's like the magical formula. I don't think I've seen one of these on the internet. Watch everyone comments links to similar pie charts or Venn diagrams on the internet, but I made this for you guys. This is basically going to help you guys figure out what type of rider are you. Are you someone that prioritizes climbing? Are you someone that prioritizes downhill? Are you someone that prioritizes climbing and downhill? And there's also some crossover too. So I tried to break it up by travel, like how much travel each bike has. If you're someone that loves climbing, you're probably going to be looking at like a hardtail to 100mm travel style bike. If you're someone that you love climbing, but you also love climbing and descending, you're gonna fall in that like 100 to 120 mil spectrum, and then it continues on. With that being said, trying to narrow down what type of rider you are and how much travel your bike has, that's gonna play a huge role in determining like which way you're headed direction-wise with the bike. Not only will it help you figure out like what style of bike you're looking for, but it can also start to narrow down like what brands you guys should be looking for as well. Because say you're someone who, man, you really prioritize climbing. Now, even if you don't know too much about suspension design with bikes and whatnot, your local bike shop, this is gonna help them out a ton. You might want a bike that pedals a little bit better, and you might be willing to sacrifice slightly traction on a downhill. So DW Link and VPP, as opposed to something that has a more active suspension design like a YT or a Specialized. So there's a lot to consider there. Like, I hope this chart helps narrow it down slightly. Obviously, you guys, please do not do this. Do not go into your local bike shop and say, you are wrong, Mo is right, watch this video. They will get so mad, because in all honesty, as someone who used to work in bike shops, even though like, I'm gonna go ahead and say this, toot my own horn, I feel like I was a really good bike salesperson. I really just, I could see the person, talk to him for like 10 minutes, and I knew exactly what bike to get that person. At the same time, when people come in and they're like, my buddy said this is the only bike and you're wrong, man, it is frustrating to work with, so I don't want to upset any bike shop employees out there. Okay, the third step, this is going to be more writing. I need you guys to make a list of what you're looking for. So this could be something like having a bottle cage like in the frame and not on the bottom. That could be really important to you, because some people don't like riding with a pack. Whether it's Shimano or SRAM. Say you're a Shimano fanboy, you got a Shimano tattoo, you can't stray away from that. Write that on the list, because as you start to look at bikes and build kits, certain model of bikes might not necessarily have the stock build kit you're looking for, so you might have to factor that in. Write stuff down like you really prioritize having a slack head angle. You want like a bike in a certain category, but you want the slackest bike in that travel size. Write that down on the paper. I can't tell you how many times I've picked a bike over another bike, and I feel guilty for admitting this, but I'm gonna say it here. I can't tell you how many times I haven't bought a bike just because it didn't fit a bottle cage inside. Like, that's been a huge deal breaker to me in the past. And it could be something as small as like the bike color. You know how many people came into bike shops and said, I love that bike, I love everything it has, I love how it rides, but it comes in pink and it comes in blue and I want a black bike. That's important to some people. So like I said, make a list of things that you really want, you really need, things that you absolutely hate, and well, about the bike, not about me. Leave this about the bike, write it on a piece of paper, and this is helping us narrow it down even further. Okay, for step number 4 in narrowing down how to pick out your next bike, we're gonna get a little bit controversial. And no, we're not talking politics, even more controversial than that. Choices of direct to consumer and your local bike shop. Something that, man, it just sparks such a heated debate sometimes, whether it's in bike shops or on online forums. And I am here to tell you, there's no right or wrong answer. After doing a lot of testing, working with some of these companies, hearing people's experiences, I do think both have a lot of pros and cons. I personally believe a good bike shop will stick around forever. Like, I truly believe there's some really awesome bike shops out there. If you're someone that needs a little bit more help, direction, certain people just, stuff is better in person. So the local bike shop might be your approach. The pros with the direct to consumer, you're gonna save some money right off the bat. At the end of the day, there is something to buying a bike from a local bike shop, but know that you have 2 options and just explore your options, and maybe we'll do a whole video of direct to consumer versus local bike shop. Okay, so if I know how to count, then this is number 5, tip number 5 to help you narrow down your next bike. This one's really simple. It's go to your local bike shop. I know we just talked about direct to consumer versus local bike shop. However, I'm assuming right now that you're going to your local shop. And what I want you guys to do is go into your shop, tell them what you're looking for, tell them a little bit about yourself. Don't tell them too much personal info like social security and all that stuff. Stick to the things that you're there for. And I want you guys to kind of pick their brains slightly. Be like, hey, this is what I came up with. What do you think? What do you think is a good option? What do you think I should be looking at here? Ask them about their demo program. You guys would be surprised how many bike shops have all those bikes, like certain models on the floor, to demo. So for you to basically experience on your own. A lot of times it's normally, I would say like $65 to $90. And most often than not, you can use that $90 towards the purchase of the bike. So like I said, go into your local bike shop, find the employee that you like and you vibe with, pick their brains, ask them what they're thinking, demo some bikes, get a good feel for how those bikes feel on the demos. More often than not, you'll know the right bike when you ride it. If you guys want, we can make a video on how to demo a bike. Like, we can kind of go over like exactly what to do on a demo and stuff to look for, because there are a lot of really good tips there and some things that people might not necessarily know. So like I said, go into your local bike shop, find the employee that you like and you vibe with, pick their brains, ask them what they're thinking, demo some bikes, get a good feel for how those bikes feel on the demos. And with that being said, we've done 5 steps. You should know what your next bike is. What I want you to do now is take that bike and just run it through your checklist again. Does it meet your price point? Does it meet your criteria? Does it have the travel you want? The water bottle cage, if you do, if that's something you want. How's the build kit? Does it have the brakes that you want? But for the most part, you should have a very good idea of what your next bike is. The next part is gonna be paying for this bike, or like upgrades or negotiating, all that stuff. I'm not gonna put that in this video because I don't feel like the topic is relevant to picking out your next bike. If you guys want us to do, with our background and working in bike shops, like a secrets from a bike shop employee video, let us know in the comment section. But yeah, hopefully this video helped you pick out your next mountain bike. If it did, definitely hit that like button. Once again, if you can't stand me, you really don't like me, please hit that dislike button or leave a mean comment about me, or a helpful comment, or what video you want to see us make next. Hopefully this video helped, and until next time, you guys, ride awesome. Ew.